Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh. Hashem Yahweh Shai, Hashem Rakakwadash. Give honor to the apostle, the elder, the great millstone. Until I can cross the globe, pushing over in truth in the city. I want to say Shalom. You see it as a skit of Druski, and this is the sixth time I try to record and play this video, and I was having a hard time doing it. So if it cuts out, I'm just gonna skip the video. All right, just go straight to it. But check this out.
We come in peace. Brotherhood. Family. Allahu Akbar. Come in peace.
Breaking news. 5 armed gunmen in head wraps are on the loose in Atlanta for attempted robbery. They are considered armed and dangerous, one of which has a history of murder. The situation remains unclear. Charleston Porter, age 57, caught committing crimes with underage teenagers, now facing several pending charges.
We come in peace. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. No violence. We come in peace. Brotherhood. Family.
All right, and I ain't gonna do too much, but I'm not gonna switch screens for the scriptures because when I did it the first few times, the video wouldn't play. All right, but yeah, this is Druski, man. A streamer, a podcast guy, whatever. Not funny, or not funny at all. He's a plant. He's a tool of foolishness. All right, that's turned out to not only to mock Jake, all right, but to distract Jake from real life events. Although he tries to put on as he's trying to show racism or whatever. I mean, just a fucking joke. We talk about Ecclesiastes 10:7, of folly, study, great dignity. And the rich sit in low places, man. This is folly, because we know that throughout the past few years, and really throughout American history, that Esau Edom has portrayed the so-called black man, Jake, particularly social groups, the Black Panther Party, the Islam, and now here the Israelites, they try to portray them in a negative light. They make mockery of us, when they see us out, and we're not Muslims, all right, nor do we preach nor teach the Quran, all right, but Esau has been known to make Jake, the face of terrorism, the face of crime, the face of poverty, all right, the face of anything that's degenerative, all right, here in America. When they have these mass shootings at these temples, and they have these certain events that hit national news, all right, it's Jake. Jake with a beard. Jake connected to some religious cult. And when we're out in the highways and the byways, a lot of people come up to us and, they say Assalamu alaikum. All right, we got to correct them, let them know that we're not Muslims, man. All right, but nonetheless, we're grouped in with them all the same. And when you watch the fake newscast with Anderson Cooper, he said an old man, a 56-year-old man, right, with minors who are committing these robberies or murders or whatever, all right, and they're just trying to paint a narrative, all right, that Jake, who are in these groups, all right, and they're targeting Islam, but we know that there's a brighter net that they're trying to cast, all right, that we're pedos and we're rapists, all right, we're unalivers, all right, but there's been no account or record of that, in the Israelite community. It's just something that that is going to be more and more broadcast. You see them with the kufis on, and those garments. I don't know what they call them. All right, but similar attire. I say similar, but people confuse that attire with the Israelite community, man. And this fool is promoting a narrative, promoting a stereotype. You see that is going to be believed, man. All right, and with the implementation of this AI, they can recreate this to be anybody. You can put anybody's face on there. They could easily make this a Israelite thing. All right, which we know we're coming next. All right, we know that that we're on their watch list. All right, and then won't be much longer. We're not gonna when Esau's gonna roll in with his troops. All right, and round those up. And round those up that fear the Lord, man. I do want to share that. That far as being said in great dignity, man. And how Esau, making Jake the face of terrorism. There's a little, there's always truth in jesting, man. So just just something that I was stopped, my tracks when I was reading my news feed and stuff. But I'm gonna say shalom.